And I'd like to start by welcoming all of you here today, welcoming Mayor Michael Hancock, our Council President Albus Brooks. There he is. I don't know if former Councilwoman Jeannie Robb is here. Right there. Signing. Signing. Two of my colleagues on the Denver Board of Education are here, Barbara O'Brien and Mike Johnson. Don't know if there are others. We're just excited to have all of you here to share in this. We have the principal of East High School, Andy Mendelsberg, who's here, Andy, right over here. Our nearest neighbor and great partner in this venture. I'd also like to acknowledge the two deputy directors for Denver Parks and Recreation, Scott Gilmore. He's in the back. And John Martinez, who you will hear from, who's been the wonderful leader of this adventure. I just want to say to the two of you, thank you. Your leadership is so essential to the success that we enjoy in our department, and I can't thank you enough. We have a number of other Parks and Rec Department folks. If you'd please raise your hands and be acknowledged for being here. Don't be shy. I see you back there. That's it. Thank you, because these are the people who are going to help make this a tremendous success. I see Jason Robinson from our Parks and Rec Advisory Board. Do we have any other Parks and Rec Advisory Board members here? Oh, Shane, right, thank you. Sorry I didn't recognize you under the hat and glasses. Today is a really important milestone for a project that has been many years, Jeannie, right? Many years in the making. And we're really now, with this topping off ceremony today, on the home stretch, and very, very excited to bring this wonderful new amenity to a part of the community that really has been underserved in recreation and parks for so many years. And it really symbolizes the city delivering on a really big commitment to this community, and in thanks the community at large, to our voters who in 2007, yes, let's thank them, who overwhelmingly supported the Denver Better Bond program that allowed us to build facilities all over this city that changed the lives of our residents and really get us started with the acquisition of the site and down this path. So thank you to all of the voters. We acquired this site in October of 2009, and in early 2014, thanks to extraordinary efforts by a lot of people to find the rest of the money to get this project started after the acquisition, we began the public process, started with a group of stakeholders who have worked diligently since then to inform the design that you now see taking place in front of you. So I want to thank everyone who's been just critical and essential to this project moving forward. First, I've mentioned her a couple of times, our former Councilwoman Jeannie Robb, who was tenacious and never let go of this dream, and our Council President Albus Brooks, who's been equally tenacious, taking the baton and moving us forward, really being the advocates for the funding and for every need that we've had to try to make this. This is our first in Denver and one of the few in the nation really urban recreation centers, and we're very, very, very proud of it. Again, thanks to all of the city staff, including Public Works, and I see Bar Chadwick over here, who's been an extraordinary partner. Please, Public Works, Brett Honenkamp, where's Brett? Brett's standing right here, who's been our fearless leader. Brandon Gainey, who's standing over here. Michael Sheehan, David Huntsinger, from Public Works, who have really been the leaders and our partners in this effort. From Parks and Recreation, Jeru Parikh. I didn't see Jeru's back over here. Please raise your hands. Gordon Robertson, and John Martinez, our Deputy Director of Recreation. Last but not least, and in fact first, I'd like to thank the community for your continued support and involvement in this project, starting with our Stakeholder Group. Would you please raise your hand, those of you who served on the Stakeholder Group and helped really guide this forward, create the vision. Tremendous. I know it's exciting for you to actually see it happening, and then particularly I want to call out Paul Weiss. Is Paul back here? There he is. Paul took the initiative when our dream fell a little short on the funding side. Paul rallied the troops and helped create the Help Raise the Roof initiative, which is a very grassroots effort, community effort to help continue raising funds for some additional amenities that we want to see happen here, that such as the climbing wall, which you see the platform right behind us. We want to make sure that happens, and so thanks to Paul and all of you who really helped get that process underway. We're only steps from my high school, Denver East High School, and also from City Park. And the Carla Madison Recreation Center is going to be a very prominent amenity in the midst of all of these great institutions here in one of the most densely populated areas of our city. So we're proud to be here today to celebrate this tremendous milestone. And I'd like to bring up now one of the extraordinary champions of this project, who we wouldn't be here today without him, and that's our Council President Albus Brooks.
Thank you, Happy. As always, you are efficient in making sure we get everyone who's out here, so I don't have to say much. This is, let's give it up right now for the first urban rec center in the state of Colorado. Come on! This is exciting. I don't know if I've been to a more celebrated construction opportunity than this. I mean, we were here in front of the dog park. I don't know if you guys remember, it was about 15 degrees. Announcing the funding opportunity. We were here at the groundbreaking. Now we're here at the topping off. Next, we will be at the opening of the Carla Madison Rec Center. And so we are so excited for this. And I just want to, we don't, it's named after Carla, but this is one of the last deals that, when I got in my office and took over District 8 in 2011, the Central Denver Rec Center is what she wanted to get. And so let's give a shout out to Carla Madison, who's dancing right now somewhere in Orange. She's getting it going. And I just want to say a special thanks to the mayor. He gets a lot of credit, but the specific credit I want to give him is this very unique financing structure that we put together. We have not done this in the city of Denver to make this a reality. And so Mayor Hancock, I want to thank you and congratulate you and your team for making this a reality for the entire community. Thank you.
And now we're going to hear from one of the contractors on this project who's really ensured the fact that we are here with this successful milestone today, an extraordinary leader in this project, the Senior Vice President of Adelson and Peterson Construction, Tim Horsting.
Well, good afternoon, all. I hope you're all staying warm. Here at AMP, we're a community builder. We look for projects that are going to enrich lives, and because of that, I believe our project is an important one. But every once in a while, we get an opportunity to find a project that's a special project. A project is not only going to make our lives better, but is desperately needed. When you find those projects, you watch them start, and you watch them take shape, and you're here for a milestone like we're here today for topping off. This is why I'm in this business. The Carla Madison Recreation Center is one of those special projects at 60,000 square feet. will be the crown jewel for the city community recreation program and will fulfill a long-standing needed for a centrally located recreational facility in Denver. The Carla Madison Recreation Center will be a gathering place. It will serve as yet another catalyst along the Colfax corridor to help drive the economic growth, transform this area to a thriving culture and residential area. I'm proud of our staff, our dedicated subcontractors who are working daily to help build this facility. I want to say a thank you to our construction team, our construction partner, Barker Rinker Seacat Architecture, and everyone else who's been out working to make this topping out ceremony. I also want to have a special thanks to the City and County of Denver, to Mayor Hancock, and to the residents gathered here today for letting me be part of a big picture, okay, for the city and our community. It's been a great honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tim. And he said this is a special one and an interesting project. We said, oh, we want an urban center that's unlike any other. And oh, by the way, we have this extraordinarily important historic monument, like right on top of it. And wouldn't you mind getting involved in that? And so I do want to invite all of you to take a look at the extraordinary work that they've led in the restoration of this amazing monument by us. We'll do something special when it's completed anyway, but for those of you who watched it and seen the deterioration over the years, you will be amazed at what you see. Another extraordinary partner on this project who's helped bring this vision to life really is Barker Rinker Seacat Architecture. And here to share a few words, and who's been extraordinary and over here in when we've been testing things and to make sure that the vision that we had is in fact what's happening here, is Katie Barnes. Katie, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. And thanks for coming out in the super frigid to celebrate this day. I just want to briefly touch on a few aspects of the project that are worth celebrating at this great event. As many of you probably know, the state of Colorado has been a leader in community recreation center innovation since the mid-1980s. And as Albus Brooks and Happy Haynes pointed out, the Carla Madison Recreation Center is going to be the first truly urban public full-service recreation center in the state of Colorado, which is a great celebration. In terms of sustainability, a portion of the land that we're standing on is actually reclaimed from a brownfield site, which is pretty cool. And the center itself is going to be a high-performance building. We've included state-of-the-art water and energy-efficient measures in the project. The form of the building is designed for connection with Colfax and East High School, the surrounding neighborhoods, the city, as well as the Front Range. And because the building is multi-story, we've maximized the site. So that'll allow space for outdoor recreation amenities, the dog park, as was mentioned, pedestrian, bus, bike access for the East High School students, as well as the center patrons. The center will have a great balance of activity spaces, including fitness spaces, play spaces, and learning areas. The lower level has locker rooms, a child's play area which overlooks 2 swimming pools, a warm water activity pool, as well as an 8-lane lap pool. The entry level has a multi-purpose flexible classroom and child watch. 3rd floor will have a gym and cardio fitness spaces. There'll be a large group exercise classroom on the 4th floor, and the rooftop's going to be great. We're going to have a community gathering event space that'll have phenomenal views to the city and the Front Range. The center is really about defining a high quality of life for all of our citizens. As has been mentioned, we have, as you know, excellent indoor recreational facilities in our suburbs, and now we have the same opportunities for our urban citizens to live better. So again, thanks to the mayor, city council, Albus Brooks and Jeannie Robb were so fun to work with. Thank you to Parks and Rec and Brett Hundenkamp, to our construction partner A&P, to all of our excellent engineering and interior design consultants who are here with us today, and last but definitely not least, the amazing architects that I work with and work super hard on this project, some of whom I hope are here today. John Simon and Cynthia Liebman, Jeannie Mabey, David Boyles, Craig Bauk, and Marcia Hosevar. Thank you very much.
So much. Katie shared the really big vision of this center, but let me tell you, there is no small detail that goes uncovered by Katie and her team, whether it's the color of the paint, the feel of the concrete, the furniture that's going here. No small detail is overlooked, and we can't thank you enough, Katie. And now we are so proud of our Parks and Recreation system and the role that our rec centers play in the well-being and the health and just the spirit of our community. And there's nobody who exudes that spirit and provides the kind of leadership in a city that allows us to all of the proud members of our department to be able to do the work that we do, and that is our Mayor Michael D. Hancock.
Thank you all. I'm going to say something that maybe you didn't know already, and that is it's cold out here. So I'm going to say just three things. First, all the partners have been thanked. I want to just underscore the appreciation from the city employees to all of the contractors that are here, certainly to the Parks and Rec team, and to Denver Public Schools, to the board members, to East High School under Andes Middlesburg, who capably took care of my children, made sure they are productive, and if they don't, we're coming back. But we want to thank DPS and East High School for being open to the partnership, to the community members who stood up and helped us to, and continues to help us to prepare for this great urban recreation center here. The second thing I want to say to you is that the best day of my mayoral career was when I was able to call Councilwoman Jeannie Robb and Councilman Brooks into my office and say to them, I think we figured out how to fund the Central Denver Recreation Center. And we're going to be able to do it without any additional debt in the city and county of Denver. I want to celebrate for a moment our former Chief Financial Officer, Kerry Kennedy, and the entire finance team. When they looked at me kind of cross-eyed when I said, I want you to go find a way to come up with $32 million, and we're going to use whatever tools we have, no additional debt, to the people of Denver. And let me tell you something, when they came back in my office and said, Mayor, you know, every year we sock away money under the table reserve. And if we take a couple buildings and put that value in there, we can take cash out and build that new rec center. No additional debt to the people of Denver. This rec center is coming up out of the ground. What a powerful moment. And so I want to thank them for their creativity and smartness, and I want to thank Councilwoman Robb, then Councilwoman Robb and Councilman Brooks for their leadership, because it had to be shepherded through City Council, and that very complex financing tool had to be explained to not only City Council, but to the public on how we're going to do this. It's a smart way. It was a good financial move on behalf of the city, and we're delivering this great center. Finally, let me just tell you this. What a great pride it is for me to stand as mayor and to be a part of the effort to name this center after a wonderful, wonderful public servant, the late, great Carla Madison. I served with her on City Council. I was sharing with her family who are here. Will you all give them a round of applause for sitting out in this frigid cold? We get a chance to honor a beautiful, fiery woman with beautiful hair. I was telling them just a moment ago that every time I open up my photo album on my phone, the last picture we took together is the only picture that pops up. And I keep it there, and I'm proud of it. She was fun to serve with, and she fought for this. And it's my honor to serve as mayor as we name this center in her honor. And just to remind her as she smiles down on it, we loved her so much, and we miss her. We miss her spirit, and we miss her dedication to the people of Denver. And so we can give Councilman Brooks and the council a round of applause because it was their idea who came forward and said, let's name this after Councilwoman Carla Madison. Thank you all. Let's top this puppy off.